Hi everyone, it's Chloe and today I'm going to be telling you about some cheats in The Sims 4 that are really helpful. Some of these cheats will allow you to cheat your needs, cheat your skills, cheat your career, and even cheat death. I will also be showing you how to do this on console as well as PC, so don't worry console users, I've got you covered. Let's get into it. Okay, the first cheat I'm going to show you is one that actually enables you to start using cheats in the game. So what you want to do is put this in first before you start doing other cheat codes, otherwise they might not work. So what you want to do to start with is, for PC users, you want to do Control-Shift-C, and then you see that little white bar in the corner comes up, and then you want to type in testing cheats on, and then it says cheats enabled once you press enter, and then you're good to go. And for console users, instead of pressing Control-Shift-C, you want to hold down all the shoulder buttons here. So left 1, left 2, right 1, right 2. Hold them all down together and you're good to go. So having testing cheats on alone is going to open like a whole world of new cheats for you anyway. So I'll show you a little bit of what we can do with our testing cheats on. So once you've got that going, you can shift click on your sim. So for console users, instead of pressing shift, you want to press either X and O at the same time for PlayStation users, or A and B down at the same time for Xbox users. So we're going to click on our sim here, holding down shift because I am on PC, and then you can see we've got all these options here. So we can cheat her need, we can modify her in Creator Sim, we can cheat her info, so we can lock all her motive decay, we can go to marriage and clear any marriages. This sim isn't married, but if she was, then we could clear those. We can make her into a plant sim, we can cheat her need here, so we can make her happy, which will send all of her needs right up to the top. And there's just loads of stuff to do here. Obviously today I'm just covering base game, but if you've got other expansion packs, game packs, there'll be cheats in there as well to go along with those. Also, if you go to the mailbox and you shift click, or whatever the alternative is for your console, you can alter the needs of your whole household. So you can disable the household needs decay for everybody. You can disable the world needs decay, so literally every sim will never have to pee or shower or eat again. You can fill the needs, and you can fill the needs for the world, and there's all these different options here which are really, really good. Also, with testing cheats on, you can add sims to your family and remove them too. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Let's invite Eliza Pancakes over. Oh, here she is. And then again, if you shift click on Eliza, you can see we've got the option to add to family here. We can also do most of the things we could do with our other sim as well. So again, we can cheat the marriages, we can cheat her needs. So let's add her to our family. So now we've got Eliza in our family down here. We can remove her if we wanted to as well. So remove from family, let's do that. And she's gone, just like that. Something else I like to use with the testing cheats on is teleportation. So again, if you shift click, or whatever the alternative is for your console, and then press on any spot that you want, you'll see it says teleport here. So let's do that. Let's press teleport and see what happens. Oh, and there she is. Something that happens quite a lot in The Sims 4 is simulation lag, which is a huge problem that hasn't been fixed yet, but that's another video for another day. But if this does happen, you can have the option to reset your sim using the shift click with the testing cheats on. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to get Chloe to come and sit down on the couch here. This is my sim self, by the way, that I thought I should clear that up. So she's currently sitting down. We'll have her watch a bit of TV, so she's actually doing something. And then if we shift click on her again, and then we press reset object, suddenly she's reset. So she's no longer watching the TV, she's no longer sitting down. This is really handy for if your sim does lag a bit or glitch and gets stuck with what they're doing. I know that some people have experienced that their sims will just stand there and nod their head as if they're in conversation with someone and there's no one there. So that can be very helpful in those situations. And the reset option doesn't just apply to sims as well. You can also do it with objects. So if you can see, if I go around shift clicking on a bunch of objects here, it will say reset. We also have the option to make it dirty if it's appliances that do get dirty, like sinks and showers and toilets and such. So we can make it dirty, and look how gross that is now. But then I can also make it clean again by just saying make clean. There we go. Okay, so now that I've covered most of what testing cheats on will do, I want to get into a few more cheats now. We're going to have a look at some money cheats. So let's get our cheat bar up again. We want the Control-Shift-C, or if you're on console, hold all the shoulder buttons down. And there's a few different cheats we can do for money here. So the first one I want to show you is ka-ching. Just type in the word ka-ching, and that should give you 1,000 simoleons. So let's see. There we go, I've got 1,000 simoleons. Oh, and she just spent 4 of those on, I don't even know. She's trying to cook something. She's doing her own mission, but we've just gained 1,000 simoleons. Now, if you want to be a bit extra and be rich, then we can put in motherload, like so, and that will give us 50,000 simoleons. So now we are absolutely balling. If you're thinking, oh, 1,000 simoleons is a bit too little, and motherload, 50,000 is a bit too much money, then you can put in a custom amount as well, and I'll show you how to do that. This will actually set your money to the specific amount that you enter, so don't expect it to add to your current amount of money that you have in your household. So let's say I put in money 10,000 simoleons. It will now set to 10,000. It won't add on to that. So make sure you put in the right amount that you want. The last money cheat I'm going to show you is actually to do with bills. Now, bills are very annoying. I don't like bills in The Sims or in real life. And in The Sims, you can actually disable your bills. So again, in the cheats bar, you want to put in household.autopay _ bills and then true at the end. And that should disable your bills for your household. If you want to re-enable them, then you need to type in that same sentence, but instead of true, put false at the end. Okay, so now that we've covered some money cheats, I want to move on to build cheats, which honestly, they're my favorite cheats to use. I use these all the time. I find them so handy. And to show you, I'm actually going to have my sim move house, but she doesn't have loads of money. She only has 10,000 simoleons, so I don't really know where we're going to move that's 10,000 simoleons, but luckily we have a cheat for that. If we go and grab our phone and move house, and let's go to Oasis Springs. So now we're here ready to move. I'm going to go to the cheats bar again and type in free real estate on, and then free real estate is on, and you will see all these houses are now very affordable. In fact, they're free. We can move anywhere we want. So let's move, you know what, I'm gonna move out this person because this is a very big house, and I would like it, so I'm gonna move them out. I'm gonna evict that person so we can live there instead. So now that we've moved into our nice new massive house, it's practically a mansion. I mean, it's huge. We might want to do a little bit of redecorating. The thing with The Sims is, when you're decorating a house, everything likes to slot and snap to a square, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we wanted to move this chair, I could only put it on these squares here. I can't get it somewhere in the middle. It needs to slot to a square. That's just the rules. Also, if I wanted to move it a little bit closer to this side table here, I couldn't because it just won't let me intersect those objects. It counts it as being too much in the way. So to get rid of that problem, we're going to go to our cheats bar again and type in bb build by dot move objects and then space on. And now we've got bb.moveObjects cheat is on. So I'll show you what we can do now. We can now actually move this chair wherever we like. It's not going to tell us that it can't snap to where we'd like it to go. But we've still got the problem of it snapping just to the squares. We can't really move it very freely. So to solve that, for the PC, you want to hold down Alt, and for console, you want to hold down those 4 shoulder buttons again, right, left, 1, 2, you get it, you get it. And then once we're holding down Alt, we can move it freely wherever we like, so it won't snap to that specific square anymore, which is so handy for, you know, just being creative in The Sims. You don't want to be stifled and told that you have to slot it in certain places. Sometimes you just want to be a bit more free. So this is a really helpful tool that I love to use all the time when I'm building. Another trick that you can do in build by, once you've put on the bb.move objects cheat, is size things up and down. So say that these sunflowers here were just a little bit too small for our liking. If you press the bracket keys, we can size it up or we can size it down. So you can make it huge if you want, you can make it teeny tiny, whichever you like. And for PlayStation, this is L2 and right 2 to size up and down, and for Xbox, that's LT and RT to size up and down. There are exceptions to the sizing up and down though. There are some items that just don't work that way. So for example, mirrors don't really work when you size them up and down, and it is because of the reflective part of the mirror. So you'll see, let's find a wall to put this on. So if I try and size this mirror up, you'll see what happens here. We've just got a massive frame and the mirror will still stay the same and it will just look a bit funny. So the mirrors don't really work sizing up and down, and neither really will windows. Again, I think it's the glass. So for this window here, see again, for the windows, try and size it up. The window itself gets bigger, but the glass area still stays the same. So there are some exceptions to that, I'm afraid. Now, when it comes to finding items in the build and buy catalogue, we've got so many options, but there are more and they're hidden. And I'm going to show you how to get those objects from the catalogue. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to our cheats panel again, and we're going to type in bb.showHiddenObjects, and then now you can see we've just gained a few new items here in our catalogue. So we've got things that your Sims might make in the gameplay. So for example, these woodworking statues, you wouldn't normally find these in the catalogue. Your Sim normally has to make them on the woodworking table, but now we can have access to them. We've also got access to these mounted fish as well, which your Sims would normally have to go out fishing for. We've got access to these crystals as well on these fancy little mounts. We've got loads of collectibles, so all these collectible frogs, all these Easter eggs, all the My Sims trophies that you normally have to go around and dig up for around the world, postcards. I mean, there's just so many things that you can find once you put in the hidden objects cheat. It's honestly so great. Now, you'll see that some items in our catalogue have a little locked symbol on them because they're only available once you get a certain level in a certain career. So for example, this one here we have to unlock by reaching level 3 of the criminal career to get this duffel of cash. Now this is quite a long one, so you need to make sure that you get the spelling of this right. So go to your cheats bar and type in bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement. I always get the spelling wrong. And then press enter. We should be able to have access to these things now. So I'm going to click away and then go back. And there we go. We've got access to them. So I can now have my duffel of cash if I want. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. I found it. There we go. So I've got my duffel of cash. I can get myself a baseball bat if I wanted to. I could get myself this big, what is this? A weightlifting trophy? Yeah, sure, why not? Now you may think that those were all the hidden objects, but no. There's more. So if we have a look at the world around us, you might see that there are things in the background like trees and rocks and some features like this. We've got some fancy plants here in these little fancy planters. Now you can actually get access to these. You won't find them in the normal catalogue, but once we type in this cheat, they should come up in debug. So once you've typed in show hidden objects, you will need to type that in first before you put in this cheat. You can go ahead and type in bb.show live edit objects. There we are. And then if we come over to the search bar and we type in debug, you see you've got a whole list of these debug options here. So you can just click on whichever one you like and it will take you to the debug menu. So most of these items are from around the world, just ones that are filling up the background, sort of like, I like to kind of describe it as the set dressing, because that's how it makes sense to me. These are objects that dress the background of the world. Honestly, you find some really cool items in here. So we've got some like telephone poles, I don't really know what these are called. We can get whole buildings as well. You can get cars. You can even get like silly little things like tomatoes and lettuce if you wanted to. Even though a lot of these items do come from the background, a lot of them actually come from gameplay as well. So whenever you see your sim preparing food and they're using the chopping board or the mixing bowl, you will find those items in here. So we've got the mixing bowl, the chopping boards, different ingredients. We've got some fences. I really like using these fences, to be honest, the debug fences. I will say though, your sims don't actually register the debug options as legitimate objects. So if I was to put this fence down, my sim would just walk straight through it because they don't count as an object. Like literally, she'll just walk straight through it. So just be aware of that when placing debug objects. It's not a massive problem, but you just might want to take it into consideration. You can create some really cool stuff using debug objects. Like I've seen some wild builds using debug. We can get these terrifying babies that will just stand there. I mean, if that doesn't convince you to use debug, I don't know what will. The only downside to debug, I find, is that it's not actually organized for you. You do have to go through and search the whole debug menu to find what you're looking for. So you can't type in grass and, you know, debug grass will come up because it's just not registered as an object. So you do have to unfortunately search for quite a while to find what you're looking for. There are mods that you can use for this, and I will link a mod down below that is really, really helpful when it comes to this kind of thing. Okay, the last build by cheat I want to show you today is one that we can use on a different lot. So I'm gonna have Chloe travel somewhere. So let's go to the park. So now that we're at the park, normally you wouldn't be able to actually go into build and buy and edit the park yourself, but with this cheat you can. Now for some reason when I loaded into the park, it already gives me the option to go into build mode, which I'm not sure why because I haven't entered the cheat yet, but if you find that you don't have the option to do this, I'll show you what cheat to use. So again, get your cheat bar up and you want to type in bb.enable free build, and then free build mode is enabled. Then you should be able to go ahead and actually go into build mode, and then you can edit the park. You can, you know, move things around, add, take away, whatever you like. Just change the park to fit your own style. I actually do this all the time, especially if I go to a park and I've brought, you know, a toddler or something and there aren't toddler facilities at the park. I'll normally jump into build and buy and put like a potty down or something, just so their needs don't go all the way down while I'm playing. Another very handy cheat I want to show you is how to adjust your Sim's satisfaction points so you can get rewards from the reward store. This is almost kind of like a whole cheat in itself because you can get things that stop your sim from needing to go to the toilet all the time or using the shower. Very, very handy. But obviously these cost points, so you might not necessarily have enough satisfaction points to buy these perks. So to fix that, we can go to our cheats menu and type in sims.give_satisfaction_points, and then you just put in however many points you want your sim to have. So I'm going to put in 10,000, and now she has 10,000 extra satisfaction points, so we can purchase whatever rewards we want from the reward store. We can even buy a money tree, which will give you literally money from a tree. So we can see Chloe is getting a little bit tired down here, but I don't necessarily want her to head to bed yet. I want her to keep her energy up. We're going to cheat her energy need right back up to the top. So again, grab your cheats bar and we're going to type in fill motive space motive underscore energy. And then we can see her energy has now gone all the way back up to the top and she doesn't need to go to bed anymore. You can do that with obviously all of the needs, just as long as you enter motive underscore blank, whichever need you want to change, so bladder, hunger, fun, anyone. So I'm going to also show you how to cheat your career. So Chloe doesn't have a job at the moment, but I'm going to get her a job. So at the moment, we're at the bottom of our career. We're only level 1, so we're only earning 27 an hour right now. But if we want to promote our sim without doing any work, what you want to type is careers.promote_adult_writer. And we've been promoted just like that. Very, very nice. And obviously the more you do that, the more you'll get promoted until you reach all the way to the top. Okay, the last cheat I'm going to show you is how to cheat death. So we've all been there, we've had a very well beloved sim, and their time comes and it's really tragic, really upsetting. You can, however, disable death. So in your cheat bar, you want to type in death.toggle, and then you can type true, and then toggling death enabled true. So now death should be disabled. And then if you want to re-enable it, you type the same again, but just false at the end instead of true. Very handy. It saves me a lot of stress, a lot of trauma. It really does. So I did say earlier I'd go into the whole creator sim aspect as well. Now, if we use our shift click to click on our sim, you'll see we have the modifying creator sim option here. But if we go in and try and modify our sim, you will see that you can't actually change any of these traits or anything to do with her, herself as a person. We can't change her age, her voice, gender, walk style, anything like that. Oh no, we can change the walk style. My mistake. We can change that, but nothing else. If we use the cheat, create a sim, so it's cas.full-edit-mode, enter, the next time we go into create a sim, we should be able to change those things. Yeah, see, now we've got the option to actually change her traits, we can change her name, we can even change how she looks as well, so we can adjust all these things that we wouldn't have been able to do if we didn't have that cheat on. So I really love this one. I use this one a lot as well, especially if there's sims out in the world that I don't have control of, that my sims have like made friends with or something, and I want to change some things about them, give them a makeover maybe, do something like that. Very, very handy. So that is all I have for you today. I hope this helped. I definitely find cheats very, very helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!